and to display the currently logged in user. So as I told you before, when we added the flash messages, so here inside the handle inertia requests, so we will do the same thing. So we will add another key here, which is the user, and user will be the currently logged in user. And we can do the same thing. So we can use the fn that we have here. So we can use arrow function, and using the request, we can get currently logged in user. And we want only some fields which are, so we need only the ID, and what else? So we need name, and also we need the email. So we don't need to get the password and created at and updated at. Okay, but we need to do something. So the user may exist and may not. So we need to check first if the user exists or not. So to do that, so we need to add the check, and if the user exists, but let's do something. Let's remove only from here. So sorry. So first we need to check if the user exists or not. So if the user exists, then we will return another array, and this array will have k, which is the data, and inside the data, so we will use now. So now we will use the request user with only fields which are the ID, name, and email. Okay, and if we don't have the user, so we will return null. So that's all. Okay, so as I told you, the user, he may exist, he may not. So we need first to check if he is existing or if the user is logged in. If we have currently logged in, we return an array that has the k, which is the data and contains the user with the ID, name, and email. If not, we return null. Okay, so now we can display the currently logged in user, and to display the currently logged in user, just move to the navbar, and here inside the navbar component, so first we need to get the user from here. So we will not get the user like we have done with the validation errors here. So not the validation errors, but the messages using the page.props as we have seen. So we'll do something else different, which is, so we need first, so let's add here commands get currently logged in user. So we will do it with different way, as I said. So we need to define user here, and we need to use the computed. Okay, because the user may change, so we need to use the computed and use something called use page. Okay, so the use page, we need to import it also here. And once we have the use page, so we can access props and also the user. Okay, so now we have logged in user here, and we can use it to display the currently logged in user. Okay, so let's move here. So let's see what we have. So we have two links. So let's change this one. So from displaying the, so let's keep the icon. So from taking the user to the registration, let's add just, so since we don't have a profile, let's add just hashtag, and or just hash, not tag, just hash. And also we can display the user dot so the user is inside data, so don't be confused. So the user is inside data, so we need to access user dot data, and if we want the name and email. Okay, and dot name. Okay, so save. Let's take a look. So let's refresh the page. So we have something wrong. Let's check what is wrong. So computed is not defined. So it's not imported. Why it's not imported? So let's import it. So now we have computed. So let's see. Let's refresh the page again. And as you can see, we have the logged in user here. And we can add also logout link so the user can log out. So let's copy from here and also add here link and change it here from the username to the logout and icon to sign out. So save, let's take a look. And now once we click on the logout, so we need to log out. So once we click on the logout, so we need to log out the user. Let's bring this link from here and make it, so let's add, so we can add link here and let's paste it here. So let's paste it here and let's add another list and add it here. And let's close the list from here and paste here, save, let's take a look. So I think now it's better. We can change it to MX Auto instead of marginal right. So I think now it's better. So here the logged in user with logout. Here we add a new contact and here we will have a search form. Okay. So as I said, the link will take us. So the link will take us to the route that we have already defined, which is the user logout. This is the link, or this is the route. Let's add it here, and let's add slash. So it will take us to the user logout, but we need to provide the method. So the method here is post. Okay. Because as you can see here, so the request is post, so we need to provide the method here to be post. Okay, so we can log out. So let's refresh the page and see if we can log out. So click log out. So let's see what we have here. So we don't have anything wrong. Let's see. So we are logged out. Let's refresh the page. So we still have the currently logged in user. Why it's showing and we don't have the logged in user, or we are already logged out. Okay, let's do something. So since now we have added the registration and login, so let's do something. Let's add here route and let's add the middleware and middleware auth. So let's protect the routes and make them available only for the logged in users. So here we have the routes and we can paste everything inside. So now only the logged in user can access the home page, and here let's add semicolon, and here this this route doesn't require the user to be logged in. So now if we refresh, let's see if we will be redirected to the login page. So not to the login page. So let's see. So the log out is not working. Okay, let's go back here to the navbar. So here we have the link, which is the log out. So where is the so I think that I have changed the wrong link. So sorry for this. So this one was add contact. So sorry for this mistake. So this one was for the add contact. So that's why it's not working. So we need to make it here inside the logout. So here user slash logout. So sorry for this mistake. So let's see again. So user logout. Let's refresh and see now if we can log out. So let's hit log out. And we have an error here. So the get method. So because here when we change it, so here when I made a mistake, so here I added the method post. So we need to add it here for the logout. So sorry for this mistake. So let's add here post also. So the method is post. So let's refresh again and try to log out again and see what we have. So we are, so let's see. So here the data has null. So let's refresh the page. So we need to be redirected now. So now, as you can see, we are logged out. So the navbar, not the navbar. So the data has, or the data now is null. But as I said, we have already updated this, so it doesn't take place. Why? Because sometimes, as I told you, we need every time we want. So sometimes when we change the routes, so sometimes happen conflict, so we need to clear the cache, so to take or to update the routes. Okay, so let's refresh now. So now we will be redirected to the login component because we have already added the middleware here. Okay, so as you can see, we are redirected to the login page, but just the route is not. So we need the. So since we are using the auth middleware, so we need the. So let's do something. So here I think here we don't need to add name for this route, which is the user logout. So because here we are sending the request using the link or the URL. And here we need the, here we need to provide the name for this. So for this route, let's give it name login. So don't give it name user dot login. Okay, so you need to give it name which is the login. Okay, because the auth middleware requires or looks for the routes which has the name login. That's why it did not find here, and we can optimize the code or the routes again and clear the cache, so to avoid any errors. So let's see if it is done or not. So it's done. Let's see again. So it's done. Let's now refresh the page and we will be redirected to the login component, as you can see now. Okay, so now we can't access the home page, so since we are not logged in. Okay, so let's add now the login functionality and see if it will work or not. Okay,